Oh, Effie, what are you doing to me? Hey, seriously? And here we are in the middle of nowhere. Luckily, there is actually phone reception, so I have called roadside assistance and they're on the way, but I was just driving along, actually on my way to a doctor's appointment, and luckily not towing, unhitched the caravan this time, so yep, and she just decided to stop. You know, I was only just saying to someone the other day how all the breakdowns or inconveniencing things that you can get frustrating in life so often turn out to be things that happen for a reason that you didn't discover until later. I'm not sure at the time, of course, what it is. But one thing I now actually give thanks for inconveniences because they've saved me from weird things so many times. But one thing I'm quite fortunate about is that when I do break down, it's usually in a quite convenient place. I rarely have actual breakdowns, like mechanical breakdowns, because I'm so pedantic about keeping the car really well serviced. I've always been like that because I've been driving old cars for a long time. So, you listen for every sound, to keep the oil up, check the fluids, everything like that. And I had only just driven, I'd unhitched the caravan and driven into town to fill up with petrol, filled up both tanks. This is only like a few days ago. So it's not a petrol issue. And now I've got a doctor's appointment, so I had to go back into town. And yeah, just driving out about 10 minutes into my drive, and all of a sudden, I start getting slower and slower and slower. I feel the truck pulling back on me, and I'm like, I've got no power. So I managed to roll, as far as it was going. It was, doing full speed. So rolled onto the side of the road here and trying to start it. It's turning over, like you can hear it. I'll give that a go. So it's making the usual I'm going to start sounds, but it's just not kicking in. So that's, that tells me it's not a starter motor. It's not a battery. It's, I know it's got oil, I know it's got 2 full tanks of petrol, but it could be a fuel pump. That's the only thing I can think of. The good thing about, hang on, truck coming, noisy. The good thing about these old engines is that they're so basic, and once you know what all the components are and what their job is, it's usually fairly simple to, you're getting hot, Bobby, do you want me to open the door and let some air in? Fairly simple to diagnose exactly what the problem is and what it isn't, depending on, because I've had almost every part, fail at some point in time in the old cars that I've driven, that I've owned over the years. You soon learn what the result of each one failing feels like, looks like, sounds like. And yeah, I'm thinking fuel pump. But you know what? Always look on the bright side of life, right? Thank God I'm not towing. Thank God I'm not trying to get somewhere and camp for the night like I normally would be. Like, this is so rare that the truck is actually released from the caravan that I am actually just tottering about with just the truck. Makes it a heck of a lot easier, because if you have to get towed, I've got the top roadside assistance cover that covers me for the caravan as well as the truck. So, but if you have to get towed, they have to, they load the truck onto the flatbed and then they put the caravan behind. It's a lot of jiggling around. The caravan gets whipped around pretty big. Things end up falling out of cupboards and things get shaken up. And, you've then got the problem of where you're going to stay. I've literally camped outside mechanics in the past, like in America when the Hudson broke down a couple of times. Like, I ended up in my caravan outside a mechanic, just waiting for them to fix the truck. So the Hudson. So yeah, I don't know if I've had a breakdown in the truck since it's been here. I think this is the first. Oh well, apart from things like the radiator exploding, but I was still able to get to my destination. Like, yeah, this is the first time I've actually think I've needed to call a tow truck. I've had roadside assistance, but New Year's when I got stuck, oh yeah, I got stuck on the side of the mountain. I thought I would need a tow truck then because same thing, it wouldn't start, but that was because it had overheated, and that was just before the radiator exploded, so that makes sense that it was, you know, and he was able to get it going for me because by the time he found me on the side of a mountain in the middle of a forest, that's a whole nother saga. I didn't even film that one. That's why I'm filming now, because I wish I had filmed that crazy breakdown story. So yeah, I have had roadside assistance out. I didn't require a tow. By the time he got to me, it had cooled down enough and I was able to start up and at least get to where I was going. So that was good. But yeah, luckily I was leaving very early for my doctor's appointment. It's in an hour. They say they're going to be here within an hour. I assume they're not coming from too far away because probably coming from the same place that I'm going to my doctor's appointment. So yeah, anyway, see, all these interesting... This is life on the road. Hey, Pixie Angel. The ups, the downs, the fun parts and the challenges. So I'll let you know when they get here. And yep, luckily the mechanic in town I've been to a couple of times before here, and he knows the truck, so it is coming up for service. It's due in about, well, 340 miles, whatever that is in kilometers, I don't even know, but that's what my gauge says, and that's what the sticker up here says. 56,500 it's due for its service, and it's on 56,160 right now. So yeah, love my Effie. I will take it all in my stride. I didn't finish the story about what happened with the truck. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it took an hour and a half for them to come out, so I was well and truly late for my appointment. But the roadside rescue guy came out, and I told him what had happened, and he looked around, and he actually found that it was just the lead that runs into the coil pack. It was right at the back, so I hadn't noticed it, but it had popped out somehow, which they're not supposed to do because they're on there fairly tight. He said, have you had any work done in this part of the engine? I was like, no. So how that happened, I have no idea, although the roads around here are super bumpy, so I guess over time it's just wiggled loose and decided at that moment to pop out. But he pops it back in, boom, truck fires up, and we're on our way, no tow required. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Like, yeah, always so thankful that it's just, I was literally praying like, oh, please just be something, you know, simple like that, like a hose or a connection or something that wouldn't involve ordering parts and waiting and being without it for a while. And so it all worked out really well, and I had called the doctor and told them, you know, I'd had a breakdown, so I was going to be late. So I had to wait there for a while too. I didn't get out until after 4:30, and just gotten back to the caravan now, and the sun's just set and it's getting dark, and I'm exhausted because it turned out to be a big day. So whew, anyway, the saga of the truck breakdown was not really that dramatic at all. So which I'm thankful for. So it doesn't make for very interesting viewing, but anyway, just, you know, one of the regular sagas that you have to deal with when you're on the road. And very happy to be home, gonna have some dinner and relax.